Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. I went to Ulta and I bought the new Tarte Maneater palette. I am very excited about this one. I hope you're excited too. We're gonna swatch it. We're gonna create a look. I was really drawn to this palette because normally Tarte releases very light neutral palettes. Now I love color, I love neutral palettes. I don't discriminate when it comes to makeup, but I do prefer palettes, if they're going to be neutral, to go deeper and maybe have some interesting tones. And that's why I was like, you know what? I have not bought a Tarte palette probably in the last 10 years. So this one intrigued me because we have a black, we have a green, we have some pretty orangey tones. So I thought it looked interesting. I bought it. I want to share my thoughts on it. This is the Maneater After Dark palette. I kind of like the theming. So we're going to play with this palette. Like I said, swatches. We're just going to do kind of like a first impression, try on, create a look. I'm going to let you know my first impression thoughts. And if you are new here, I want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, testing new palettes, we're here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today because I upload lots of new videos every single week. But I cannot wait to try this. So let's jump into it. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like, and I have to say I think this is really sleek. It's kind of hard to see because it's like black matte with black like shiny like animal print, and it has the Maneater down here. It's the After Dark palette, so compared to my hand it's about that big. Not sure what I got on my finger, but it kind of looks like maybe like a sleek little like laptop or something. And when you open it up, I also really like that the mirror stands by itself. So if you want to use this mirror, you want to set it somewhere, it will stand up. So I really like that. And then here is the inside. I think just looking at the palette, this is a very interesting neutral palette. First of all, I love how we have the animal print on some of the pans. I think that is really, really cool. It looks like we have some mattes, and then it looks like maybe there's two different shimmer metallic type formulas. So let me show you a close-up of this palette because I do think the photos that I saw online, the palette did not look as saturated as it does in real life. So in person and in the close-up that I showed you, I feel like you can really see the colors true. They're more like pigmented, they're more rich, a little more vibrant than the photos that I just saw on Instagram. So I'm excited about that. And I do want to show you swatches. Now I always do my swatches after I get done with my look because I want to have a first impression going in when I try something new like this. But I do think swatches are always fun to do. They can be helpful to see the color story laid out in a different way. So I hope you like the swatches. I'm just very excited to play with this palette. I mean, overall, we have some warm browns, but I love this pop of a green. I love that we have this more purpley tone down here. It looks like, yeah, I just really like, we have very light to very dark. So I'm intrigued. Of course, we're gonna do something intense with this one. I probably will play with the shades that are a bit more colorful, and then yeah, we'll just see. I want to give you my first impression though. I will say the imprints on the pan look like they're in there really good, so I don't think that embossing will go away after just a few uses. So I'm excited to try this. I'm so excited. Are y'all excited to see this Tarte palette? I am. I'm curious. I'm very curious. Like I said, it has been so long since I've bought a Tarte eyeshadow palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes and I'm going to zoom y'all in nice and close. And we're just going to play. We're going to see if this formula is buildable, blendable, pigmented, all the good things. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I've got y'all nice and zoomed in. I have my eye primer on. I will link all of that, everything I'm using. This palette plus what's on the rest of my face, I'll link it in the description box. But I want to go in first with this yellow right here. This is called Desire. Very, very pretty. And then I want to go in with Moody. So we're going to do like a two-toned crease. I really like doing that. I think it's a fun way to be able to test new shades in a palette and get some different shades on my eyes. I just always like to tap out, make sure my eye primer doesn't have any creases before I apply shadows. So I'm going in right in here. I'm just gonna put this in the front part of my crease. And that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. I think it's coming off on the eyes a little bit lighter than I thought it would be from looking at the pan. I just thought it would be a little bit deeper, but it is pigmented, right? Like, look at that. I'm impressed with that just because I was kind of worried. And I mean, this is only one shade, of course, but what I am kind of worried about is that this is going to be like very sheer, and I don't want that. I want pigment. So let's see. I'm picking up the other. So the first brush I used was a E49 from Sigma, and now I'm using a E25. So I'm going to press this right here. That's pretty. It's still a little bit lighter than I thought, but still pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna press this here. So it's coming kind of in the outer corner, but up higher than a normal outer corner shade would be. So I'm going to kind of pack this a bit more just to build up the pigment a bit. And I'm going to just blend. Okay, I think these blended out really pretty. Like, so far, so good. Not having a lot of issues. I did have to kind of pack the color on and then blend to make sure I got the most pigment because I wanted the shades to be, you know, saturated. But yeah, I think it looks good. So we're gonna go in with Fantasy. I want to put that mostly on the lid. I'm not going to take it all the way out here because I want to make this even deeper with the black. So I'll put the green all over the lid. I'll put the black in the outer corner, but then on the lid, just right in here, not on the inner corner, but just right on the first part of the lid. I think, I'm looking. I'm like, I want to do something, and I think I might do this kind of like orangey gold right here. So I am going to pick these up on my brush. I'm going to spray my brush with a little like setting spray, makeup mist, something like that, because I want to, you know, just minimize any fallout, maximize any shine I can have. So that's what we're going to do. It's kind of going to go black, matte, green, and then that orangey gold color. Okay, so I've got that green shade Fantasy on my brush, and I'm going to start by putting this on the lid. Oh, that's a very pretty metallic shade. Yeah, very pretty. Kind of metallic or like a traditional shimmer. Yeah, that looks pretty. So I'm going to put this on the lid. You see, I'm keeping it mainly in the center, but I want to go and kind of fade it a little more in because I just want to save a tiny bit of room for that other shade. So I'm just pressing this back and forth. This is a What's Up Beauty brush. Back and forth like that. Yeah, that's pretty. It's not like a super intense sparkly shade, but I do think it's a very pretty metallic shade. So there we go. Yeah, that is pretty. I really like it with these colors as well. Okay, so now this is a little Morphe brush. It doesn't have a name. Oh, that's pretty. I'm just putting it right here on the inner part of the lid, and when I get to where the green is, I'm just going to kind of flick my brush so that it has a nice fade, a nice blend, no harsh lines. But that is really pretty and intense. Okay, I like that a lot. Yeah, that is really, really beautiful. And if you're wanting to do more of like a neutral eye, but you still want it to be impactful, you know, you could definitely go in with the warm brown shades and then put this all over the lid. That is really, really, really pretty shade. But now I'm going to grab this little BK Beauty brush and I'm going to go into the matte black called Animal Instinct. And let's see, put that right here in this outer portion, and I'm just going to blend around, and I'm going to make sure I have a nice blend. I may go back and add actually a little bit of that mauvey purple shade Moody and try to build this up because I don't want to lose that shade. So I'm just going to make sure I blend out here. All right, so far so good. I feel like we have a very fall look going on. And I mean, you can wear your makeup any time of year. I'm not saying you gotta wait till fall. Listen, I'm not saying you gotta wait till fall, but I do think these are kind of like traditional fall colors. And I think that's translating on the eyes. So I want to go into Mischievous. This is going to be my lower lash line color. It's this orangey brown shade. And then for the inner corner, I have so many options. Do I want to do a matte inner corner? Because we definitely have some pretty options there. Or we have like this kind of mauve-y tone. We'll see. I think actually I'll probably go in with this shade right here. This is called Wild at Heart. We'll let that be the inner corner, but I want to go into Mischievous. I've got an Unearthly Cosmetics brush. I'm going to get up close to the mirror, and I'm going to buff this in right on the lower lash line and out, blending it down and around. I think this is pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty shade. Okay, and then what did I say we'll do? Let me take this little Sigma pencil brush. We'll go into Wild at Heart and we'll pop that right there. That's pretty. That's not super light, but there's not like a super light shimmer shade in here. All the very light shades are matte. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that right there. I may blend a little bit more. I'm definitely gonna do eyeliner. I'm definitely gonna put some lashes on to make this even more dramatic. But yeah, I think this is pretty. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. I would love to know, did you pick up this palette when you saw it yesterday? Did you think about buying it? Did you put it like on a wish list? Or if you're on a low buy and no buy, are you shopping your stash? Maybe get some inspiration. I always say my like first impression videos, my review videos is never to tell you like go out and buy something. Never, never, never. If you are not buying makeup, that's fine. I'm just here to like really test things for you, try things for you, let you know if they're good or not, maybe give you some inspiration on how to use your shadows, color combos, things like that, entertain you if you're just hanging out, and just kind of give you reviews, let you know what I think is good, what I think is not good, what I think is mediocre, what I think is absolutely amazing. But I want to put on some eyeliner. I mean, I'm very fall. Like, I look like I should be drinking a pumpkin spice latte on a crisp fall morning, when in reality, I think the high today is like 95 degrees. So, eyeliner, mascara, lashes, I'll be back. We'll talk about this palette. Okay, y'all, here is my finished look. I think it's really pretty. I want to tell you what else I have on my face, and then I want to kind of talk about this palette some more. Now I have on my Kiss Ruffle lashes. I put on some brown eyeliner in the waterline. It's my new Milk eyeliner. I am wearing quite a few things from Tarte actually. I also bought the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Foundation or CC Cream, whatever you want to call it. This was half price at Ulta yesterday, so I picked it up. This is my first time using it, so I can definitely put this in like a get ready with me or something like that. If you want to see me put it on, apply it, but I'll keep trying it and I'll update y'all for sure. They also had like a gift with purchase Tarte, so I'm using the hydrating primer as well. I've never tried that, so I wanted to try it. I am wearing my Maracuja Glow from Tarte. So this is the face highlight you have on. This is Champagne Glow. My friend Angelica Nyqvist was telling me this is like, she loves it. So I bought it, and I have to say, I think it's really pretty. Like, it's definitely a glow, but it's kind of that like lit from within skin glow. So that's what I have on. And then I'm wearing my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in the shade Hibiscus. That's what you see on my lips. Now I'm wearing a couple of non-Tarte things as well. I have that lip product paired with my ABH lip liner in Parchment. I'm wearing the blush from the new Sigma and Alice in Wonderland collection, this blush right here. And then what else? Bronzer, I'm wearing my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer. So that's basically what I have on. I have on my Sigma powders. I'll link everything down below for y'all. But I want to talk about this palette. First of all, I really like this packaging. I feel like this feels really nice. It looks really nice. It's a very sleek, very thin. Again, it's large, but it's not too incredibly large, you know what I mean? I feel like you can still store this really easy if you're somebody who likes to keep a small collection or you keep your makeup in a drawer. It's really nice. It's not overly bulky. Something else that I think is kind of a small detail that I really like is the box. Now, I know this sounds silly, but I kind of wanted to point out that in store, this was very easy to spot, and I like that they put the shades on the front. Of course, they had a display palette out as well, so you can see the palette, but I think this is a nice detail for what I would say maybe like the average Ulta shopper, the average Sephora shopper, not somebody who is like me, who is staying up to date on makeup trends, always looking at new, seeing something, saying I want it, getting it, which probably a lot of us know. Like, we keep up with the new releases, things like that. But I like the box because I feel like if you're not part of the beauty community on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, anything like that, you're at Ulta, you're walking through, you're looking at palettes, and you see this, you know what's inside. You kind of know the color story. So, I don't know, just a small detail that I thought was really nice. And then the back, of course, you have all the information. But I like the way this palette is laid out as well. I think it's really pretty that we have some light shades over here. We have kind of the deeper shades over here. Tarte said this palette had mattes, shimmers, and what they're calling sheens. So this green shade is a sheen. I would say that that's like a traditional shimmer, a smooth shimmer, something that doesn't have a crazy ton of pigment, a crazy ton of shimmer, whereas like this shade that they call a shimmer that I put kind of on the inner part of the lid is a bit more intense and metallic. So it's kind of a mix of those. What they call sheens, I think are more like standard shimmer formulas. But okay, first impression thoughts. Of course, I'm gonna keep using this palette. Everything I try on my channel, I like to share first impressions, but I will always follow up with reviews. I like to test and try products longer, make sure I'm using them with different bases, different techniques, trying all the shades. So I will follow this video up with a review and a more when I have my full thoughts. But my first impression on this palette is that it's very pretty. I like this color story. If you're looking for some neutrals, but you don't just want browns, you do have green. If you want to get adventurous, you do have some mauve tones. There are some options in here that are still pretty toned down and neutral. I think some of the shades in here are really, really beautiful. I will say the mattes, if you're like me and you like more pigment, press them on your primer, really pack it on and then blend it out, and you may have to go on and add a little bit more to get the intensity you want. If you love indie brands like I do, independently owned brands like Adept, Unearthly, Odin's Eye, Kaleidos, if you're liking Lunar Beauty, if you like those that are very pigmented right out the gate, very easy to blend still, but just more pigment, if you really like the sparkly, intense shimmers, I don't think this would be your favorite palette, but I do think if you're looking for something for mainstream, you want to buy something at Ulta, you want to buy something at Sephora, or you want to give a gift and you want to give like a big name, I think this is a really pretty palette. I am actually really impressed with this. I think it's pretty. The colors are pretty saturated. I'm happy to see Tarte doing something that goes from very light to very dark, and not just one dark shade, but we have some deeper shades. We have some intensity. We have some saturation. I think this gold shade, kind of orangey gold right here, is absolutely beautiful. So I have to say, so far, I think this is a good palette. If you want to go to Ulta and you want to try this palette, you were wondering, is it going to be good? I think it's really pretty. I really like the look I created. I wanted to show y'all a more colorful look with this palette. Like, I did want to use the colors. Of course, it is overall a neutral look, but I wanted to put my spin on it. Like I said, I will be testing and trying this palette more. Definitely, I will follow up. This palette was $52 and you get 24 shades. Overall, I'm happy with my purchase. I'm happy I tried out this pretty palette. I'm so happy I got to try something from Tarte. I'm happy that they created something that I was actually like, oh, I want that. So let me know, do you want to see the other Tarte products I tried in a video? Do you want me to use this palette again? Definitely let me know. But I want to say thank you so much for watching. Everything will be linked in the description box. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you very soon in another video. Make sure you subscribe because I have lots planned for the week. Bye.